share it, help grow the sport by letting more people know it exists. Believe it or not, there's a lot of pool players who have no idea what the U.S. Open is or the importance and the value of it. So we got to educate these new players, man. There's a great lag there. Eric's going to take the lag. Q-Masters is definitely elated to have partnerships with Pat Fleming and AccuStats, who, they've basically taken the reins the last couple years and seamlessly helped pull off the U.S. Open. So, big shout out to Pat Fleming and Carl Kantrowitz and the entire team. Really it takes a ton of man hours and preparation and dedication to be able to pull off an event of this magnitude. I'm talking about a $200,000 event. Man. That has got to be basically a small miracle every time that event goes down every year. And this is the 42nd U.S. Open event going on this year, guys. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm ecstatic to be able to be a part of the scene. Pretty fun. Ken Roberts asked, what's the big difference between the Accu rack and the Magic rack? It seems like the guys are loving this rack on the table a lot more during play, leaving the rack on this table. Ken, basically, it is more of a cloth fabric than versus the Magic rack that is plastic. Because it's fabric, it tends to kind of, I don't want to say stick, because it's definitely not sticky, but it tends to stay in place more. You don't get as big of an issue of a ball skidding on top of it. There is, there's some players that, play the entire game and leave it there, and then there's other players who take it off right in the beginning of the match. I think it's personal preference. Part of it also just might be habit. But after we finished our last match on the TV table, I played a couple races with people, and I can tell you hands down, the Accu rack is the way to go. I mean, just the fact that that a ball is not going to skid on it is cool. But the huge plus factor for me is going to be longevity. It doesn't hold creases like a Magic rack would, because the Magic rack actually being that plastic material, if it bends or creases, it's going to be, you're going to have to put something heavy on top of it to try to flatten it out and that whole kind of good stuff. But this one being the fabric, you can actually roll them up and slide it inside of a tube to throw inside your pool case. And you don't have to worry about it being bent or creased or anything like that. It's really cool. Michael says, best templates on the market. Yeah, I have to agree with you 100% there, buddy. Bill Dugan, what's going on, brother man? Welcome to the broadcast. And Josh Setterfield on the mic here. He's able to kick the two off the second rail and get the two to go on the right side of the 7. He can use the 7 as a blocker. There's always a chance the 2 can come up behind the 3. I think it's really just going to depend on the speed, obviously accuracy, but the speed of this shot. Let's see how he plays it. Well, the 2 went the direction that I was talking about, but looks like that he's not going to be too thrilled with the way that shot turned out.
Thank you.
Eric does have a pocket for this 2 ball. Let's see how he gets back on the 3. He's able to use the 7 to hold the cue above all the traffic. Now he's left with a little bit of a tough shot. Position on the 5 ball here is going to be tricky. The bank shot goes. Obviously the cut goes. It's going to be I like this. It was a great shot there. He's not completely frozen to that 6 ball, but he's definitely locked up on it to where he's going to have to kick at this 5. Ken Roberts throwing out there that the Fargo rate odds have Kaci at 78.8% to win, Eric Moore at 21.2. Ray Raynard joining the broadcast. What's up, brother man? Hope you're shooting well today. And I guess we're going to figure out how accurate the Fargo rates are. I've seen a lot of matches where they are 100% spot on, and I've seen a lot of matches where people would have lost money if if they were going by the Fargo ratings. I'm coming in for a 2-rail here. I had a little bit of traffic to try to hide the 5 ball there. Unfortunately, didn't get there. I think Eric left him a window as well. I'm pretty sure he's just going to be able to shoot directly at this 5 ball here. See him peeking at that little tiny window he has to shoot through there. It's like half a pocket, if that, to get behind the 8 ball. Waddy says, put an end to handicapped events. I think that handicap events have their place. But I definitely understand where you're coming from with that. There's a lot of people who believe that handicap events actually slow down the progression of players because they don't really have a motive to, put in extra time to drastically increase their game because they get equalized by the handicap. So they don't have any real incentive to get better. But then on the other hand, it could also be argued that, oh man, he overshot that just a little bit. But, sorry, it could be argued that there's a lot of players who might not have gotten in to pull as deep as they have without the use of handicap events. Looks like he's going to have left him virtually the exact same shot. The only difference is it doesn't look like the 5 ball really goes unless he's going to hit it off the backside of the 8 here. Let's see how he elects to play this. See him lining that up right now to bank the 5 into the backside of the 8 and let that ball fall down. There's a pretty big window to aim for here. The carom off the 8 is gonna go in. If he hits pretty much anywhere on the right side of the 8 ball, I mean, it's not gonna have to be a pinpoint shot. I mean, these are diamond tables that they're playing on though, so I mean, it's really easy for me to say that sitting on this side of the camera, but these pockets are pretty tight. I don't know the exact measurement on these pockets. Let me find out. If anybody in the chat knows what cut the diamond tables are in the tournament room at Keymasters, let me know. Go for the bank there, obviously. Held the cue ball pretty well. Got a window to shoot this 6. It's got room to go in the side pocket here. He just needs to cross over to the other side of the table to shoot the 7 in the top left corner. Obviously, the 8 combo is there. Yeah, and he hit that with enough speed to get across table to shoot the 7. Looks like the angle that he had was just perfect to come back and shoot the 7 in the side pocket here. Guys, what's your take on the comment that Marty Herman just left in there? I know everyone's going to have different opinions on things. Clint can sink this 9 ball and take the first point of this match. Clint is playing with an extension on his cue. He is a very tall guy. When he stands all the way up, his head is pretty much coming up to the light on the pool table. He's a pretty tall guy. He takes that extension off his cue. He probably feels like he's playing with a toothpick. Guys, you probably noticed, but the rack is 9 on the spot, so it's just like it is in the US Open. Makes it a little bit more difficult to make balls on the break, but these players are definitely still getting it done. So we have alternate break, race to 7, 9 on the spot, and the 2 just has to be behind the 9. So if you can see in the rack, you have the 3, the 8, and the 2 on the back half of the rack there. The 2 can be in any one of those 3 positions as long as it's behind the 9 ball. One ball in the side pocket with a shot on the 2. It's looking like this rack is very, very, very runnable. And both of these guys are well within the caliber to be able to get out here, so cue ball out in the middle of the table on a 9-footer, but like I was just talking about, this guy's very tall. He'll have no problem reaching the shot very comfortably. Got a little bit more of an angle than he had to have here, but I think he'll still be safe. Michael, I don't have a full roster list or a player list for people who have already registered for the U.S. Open, but I know that the majority of us going to come play are. Rick, yeah, I tell you what, something I was not expecting. Shane Van Boning's already been eliminated from this event. He was put into the loser's bracket by a more local player, Paul O, who played a phenomenal match against him. And that last rack was intense. It was a break and run on the hill to put Shane in the loser's bracket. Got out of shape. Had, like, everybody thought he was completely hooked on this 4-ball. And it had to be a 90-degree angle, like full 90 degrees. Cut into the side pocket. 4-ball was like basically on the spot. And he basically cut it from the left side pocket to the spot to the right side pocket. Is what it looked like. It was insane. And gets perfect shape on the 5 and then gets out. It was awesome. And then James Blackburn, who was just featured on the TV table, actually eliminated Shane from the loser's bracket yesterday. Guys, I do have the bracket pinned as a comment if you want to view that. There's a good safety here that cue ball squeaked out from behind the 8-ball, unfortunately, so he's going to leave him a window, but had he stopped right there behind the 8 like he was trying to, that'd be a great safety. 3-foul rule is in effect for this event, just in case you guys are wondering. Like I said, pretty much all the regular U.S. Open rules are in effect. The only thing that is different is the break format and the break rules. The break box is a little bit bigger. That was a great safety by Eric there. Fortunately, that one you saw him point his stick, kind of upset about that. Left the one right in front of the pockets. This would be an easy jump shot for Clint to make here. Guys, after this rack, I'm actually going to show you a little bit of the actual bracket. I can actually just pull it up on the screen. Unfortunately, he missed that ball, but he's gonna leave a shot for Eric if he decides to jump this ball. Pretty close to hanging in the pocket there. I mean, it's gonna be sending the cue away from the 2-ball here, so see how he decides. Shoot the shot. Well, that was a very tough leave for Eric, but at least he didn't scratch. You definitely do not want to be giving ball in hand to Klent Kaci being down 2 racks. Rick, there you go. Yeah, no, right. As cool as it is to beat Shane, it's also... Oh, look at this shot. And he's going to be left with another tough shot on the 3. I'm kind of shaking his head a little bit. That was a great shot on the 2-ball. Well, after putting together a few great shots, he is back in line, folks. I told you this man shoots like a laser. That is awesome shooting by Eric right there. See him reach to pull some chalk out of the pocket. Barring some major catastrophe, he should be out here. Man, what a rack. This is that. This is a heck of an out. Jump shot on the 1 ball. Kick shot on the 2 ball. Cross corner 1 pocket bank on the 3 ball. Back in the perfect pattern and getting out. That is how you shoot pool, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a rack. What a rack. This man is insane. Guys, check it out. Here's the bracket. If you want to follow the link in the video description, this is the bracket that you will be looking at. The matches that are in blue are the matches that are in progress. If you are on a mobile device, I'm aware that you probably cannot read anything on your screen right now. But if you are on a desktop computer, then you should be able to read the names. So we have our winners bracket there. I'll give you guys a closer look at the losers bracket here in just a second. Clint is about to break, so we're going to go ahead and switch back over. We're going to tally up that score for Eric Moore here. One ball in the side pocket. Needs a big bounce off this. He's going to have a shot on this 2 ball here. Guys, anybody out there who is watching, if you are commenting on the video, unless you are commenting directly to the live stream feed, I won't be able to see your comments. I just realized that there's people who are commenting on the post that I shared from my personal Facebook page and commenting on that post. I get notifications, but it doesn't actually show up whenever I'm looking at the chat feed for the stream. So if you're watching it through the post that I shared, make sure that you follow it directly to the source feed on the Q-Masters Facebook page. That way you can comment and interact with everybody in the stream. We got about 70 or so viewers. It's kind of fluctuating back and forth, you know, as people, you know, get a phone call or a text message or whatever and click out of the stream from their phone. But our goal is to get this up a lot higher than what it is now. We know as we get closer or deeper into the event, you know, that there's going to be some more excitement drumming up. But guys, I tell you what, looking through the field of players that we still have to get through, there's not a single match that's going to be on the TV table that is not going to be some lights out play. So you definitely don't want to miss it. If you got some pool buddies, you don't want them to miss it either. Sharing is caring, guys. Just remember that. Go ahead and click that share button. Let's see how many people we can get in here. He's to hop the edge of this 5 ball here. Good thing is all he has to do is make the 3. Bad news is he didn't get over the 5 ball. So Eric's coming to the table with ball in hand. Clint has definitely got to be feeling some type of way watching Eric make that kind of an out and then not getting up over the 5 ball there. That's got to be a little disheartening here, but Kaci is definitely a great player, so I don't see it being too big of a factor. It's just something that I feel like is worth acknowledging now. I feel like the mental side of pool is the hardest stinking part for most people. I mean, you can put hours in on the table and you can develop a perfect technique, but if you don't strengthen your mental game, you will be handicapped by it. You see Eric Moore with the EFM Billiard shirt. He overrolled this position a lot here. Kind of got scared he was going to scratch there for a second, but you see him wearing the EFM Billiards. Eric Moore actually services all the tables here. Pretty much services all the tables in the Hampton Roads area, anywhere that's even remotely close here. He goes as far west as Alabama. So Eric Moore is definitely the man to see. Look at that stroke, baby. I want to be like Eric when I grow up. Marty dropping a nugget of knowledge on us. Key to concentration is paying attention to what you're doing. I'm actually pretty sure that's the definition of concentration. Sorry about that lag spike there, guys. Our internet dipped down for a second. You probably missed a couple balls there, but Eric made it pretty good out there. See Eric double checking there, making sure everything is tight. Got a dry break from Eric Moore. Clint coming to the table with eyes on this one ball. Walking around and taking a peek at the angle for the cut shot here in the bottom right pocket. See if he goes for that or if he just sticks him behind the 8 ball here. Looks like he's lined up for the cut shot. It was a great shot there. He was trying to get around that 9 ball, but wound up still pretty good on this 2 ball. I mean, it's not a gimme in this. Oh, that's a lie. It's a gimme in this eye pocket. I'm just kidding. I mean, it is pretty close to the rail here, though, so it does have to be a precise shot. But players of this caliber, he's making this ball. Perfect hold on the 3. Or on the 2, for the 3. guys, up next we're going to have James Aranas versus Ronnie Alacano. I'm going to have two top dog Filipino players duking out here on the TV table for you. Bound to be a great match. Clint sinks that 9 ball, takes a 1 rack lead, and it's his break. That is what I was talking about earlier about it being so crucial for you to not give up the point when it's your serve, man. Because now Eric just lost the rack when it was his break, and it's Clint up 1 rack in breaking. Alternate break format, it can be difficult to catch up, especially whenever you're playing, run out caliber players, which, I mean, everybody that's still in the event right now is definitely run out caliber. Makes 2 balls in the side pocket here. 1 is still shooting directly into that side. That's a 2-3-4 just all set up here for you. Shooting this 2 with a little bit of inside to stick it off the end rail here. A long stretch. I mean, this is a tall man with an extension on his cube, and he can barely reach this shot. I mean, that is that 9-footer taking its taking its toll in this shot here. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was in the middle of thinking about what I want to try to do. You see him, instead of trying to hold that cue ball, just letting it roll over to the other side and seeing how he feels about shooting that shot. He took his extension off. I think he's going to go for the bridge here. Yeah, so he's just going to go to the other rail here and just take that shot on 3 instead of trying to hold this cue ball here. A touchy shot, and he's looking at coming all the way around the other side for it. I actually like that shot because whenever you shoot the 3, you're sending the cue ball towards the 4 instead of away from the 4. So I actually like the shot selection here. Well, looks like he changed his mind. Now he's going to be taking it, which, I mean, this shot's still pretty good too. I mean, got some space to work with here. I mean, the only big danger is, I mean, obviously there's a scratch, which I don't see him doing. And then there's the 7 ball down there. Plays a great safety on the 4 ball here. Trying to see if he has any room to squeeze that cue ball behind the four. And from where I'm sitting, it's looking really, really tough. Although if he is able to get behind the four, that would actually be a pretty sweet shot. But then looking at the 2, possibly 3 rails here. Look at it. Is this man even human? That, my friend, was another amazing shot from Eric Moore. Guys, here's your highlight match right here. Holy cow. Eric Moore. Overall position a little bit here, but I mean, looking at where the 6 ball's at, ooh, he's on the rail too. Yikes. But you can see enough of this cue ball to make something happen here. I've always heard top caliber players say, you know, whenever you come with an amazing shot like that, sometimes it's better to take a second before you shoot that next shot, because that adrenaline can be pumping. And the same man, daggum, super unfortunate there. Yeah, I've heard a lot of top caliber players, just once again going back to that mental game, you know, you make that shot, that crazy, you know, oh my goodness, that Z double kick shot, wow baby, wow. But yeah man, you make a shot like that and you get a little spike of adrenaline. You almost have to push yourself to pause and kind of let that settle down so you can, you know, you can level back out basically and take your next shot just like it's a normal shot. Sometimes players make an excellent. Kind of tough to. Man, that is so unfortunate. Eric made that excellent shot and isn't going to be able to take this rack. He needed this rack, because that would put him tied and breaking, I believe. Man. Instead, Clint's going to take that. It's going to be up by 2. And Eric is breaking. I tell you what though, he has got some excellent shots already in this match. It's a bummer that the score does not reflect the caliber of the shots that he has made. Unfortunately, he just hasn't been able to get all the way out. Back cutting, see lots missed. Yeah, Marty, I agree. Another dry break from Eric Moore. He's definitely going to have to figure out a way to start getting some balls down the break so he can stay on the table when it's his turn. Well, playing on a diamond table, you can't clip that pocket if you're going to hit it with that kind of speed. It's got to be center pocket if you're hitting it at that speed, or that ball does not go. See how Eric wants to play this here? He's got some this is blocker. See, Eric, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a guy like watching a video. There's a guy like watching a video with the sound on in the back corner. Eric was like looking for the referee, like, yo, go handle that. So they're letting him know. He might not know that there's a big tournament going on with a bunch of pro. Who knows? Anyways, that distraction has been eliminated for Eric. And saw him raise his hand up. He was not liking where that landed. I think he was trying to use the 2 and the 8 to block the 1 ball here. Gonna leave a good safety option for him to be able to put back on him. Leave Eric a jump shot here. There's enough of a gap between the 2 and the 8 for this ball to easily be hit by Eric. I'm not sure which pocket he's going to be aiming to make it. Doesn't look like it goes by the 5 ball there. So it looks like he might have to aim for that top right pocket, but I'm not sure how much room he has beside the 8 ball to get the cue on that side of the 1s. I have to sit back and see how he decides to play this shot. I think if you just go for the bank and try to hit the one on the left side. Oh my goodness, look at that. And he's going to hit it too hard. Oh my goodness, that was almost such a beautiful shot. I was originally thinking hit it on the left side and send the cue behind the 9 and the 5, but he stopped that cue ball perfect. Fortunately, just hit it with a little bit too much gusto. So now there is a 1-9 carom in play here, or he can just use the 9 and the 5 as blockers. Let's see how he does it. Eric has already made some excellent kicks, and I cannot emphasize excellent enough. I feel like I should be screaming it from the top of my lungs when I'm talking about the shots he made earlier. Look at that return. I'll tell you what, Eric's kicks are on point today. See him looking at kicking at this 1 ball for the bottom right pocket. While I'm dragging his stick on the table, is the path that the cue ball is most likely going to take, and if he's right on that, which obviously depends on if he contacts the 1 the way he's trying to, but if he makes the 1 ball, the cue ball should be drifting up, and he should have a window between the 7 and the 8 there to shoot the 2. Let's see how he does. Just barely off on contacting that 1 ball where he meant to. Fortunately, he sold out for Eric here. 2-ball in the middle of the table. I was looking to see if it goes by the 8. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but I think it does. Oh, he's got... Every ball's got a pocket. Decided... Maybe it didn't go by the 8. That or he just likes this shot, that way he's rolling into... Oh, mama, that is a very uncharacteristic miss. He missed that ball bad, too. He missed it by like a diamond. That is... Oh, man, Eric. That could have been a very fatal mistake. You're already down 2 racks. You have a rack that's very runnable. Man. And he gives it back. Well, let's see if Clint can capitalize on this. He could be putting a 3-rack separation between him and Eric. Good speed there. Overrolled that position just a little bit, but he's going to have to hit this shot soft too. Unless he wants to get buck wild with it. He's going for the bank here. So yeah, this is what I was looking at. And cut to 4 with running English. That way you go long rail, short rail, long rail. For the 5. See how he plays it though. Well, there it is. Don't hit the 8. Don't hit the 8. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Might be able to take the same shape to get position on 6 ball as well. He just stroked the fire out of that ball. Brought it to the side rail and drew it back behind the 6. It was great. Once again, get some more evidence of how tight these pockets are. Speaking of stroking the mess out of the ball, there's a great stroke right there. Greg Sabins, what's up, buddy? And Gary, good morning, my friend. Well, good afternoon. That 7-ball hung out and phoned a friend, asked if it was okay to go in that pocket before it went down. Draws his ball back. Is pretty fortunate to be able to get this rack back after that unforced error. Was not anticipating that. Obviously, I don't think Clint was either, but fortunately for Eric, he brings it back within 1. Clint's break, and Clint just stepped away to use the bathroom. So we're going to take this time to give another shout out to our sponsors, guys. We have East Coast Landscaping. Take care of all your landscaping needs in here in the Hampton Roads area. You can look them up on Google, get their phone number, and give them a call. Let them know what you need and get something figured out. We have Lights Out Billiards apparel. Guys that love this stuff, it's quality apparel. It's a classy look. You'll see a lot of the players that are in the event wearing them. There's a lot of polos with custom embroidery. You can get them customized with your name on the back, your nickname, the whole shebang. It's awesome stuff. Then we have the Happy Hound Electric and Air. So if you have anything that you need taken care of with electric heating and air, go ahead and give them a call if you're in the Hampton Roads area, and they will gladly service you and get you taken care of. Just, man, special thank you to the sponsors, guys. I know I keep saying this, but we have to keep supporting the people who are supporting the sport of pool. See, I'm getting pretty good at saying that now. Supporting the sport. That was a tongue twister when I first started saying that. But, yeah, guys, I mean, Q Masters is somebody else that's supporting the sport mega time. I mean, Barry Berman founded the U.S. Open, and we still have, Gary and Brady and Shannon, keeping this thing alive, along with AccuStats Productions. So I'm super ecstatic to be here, seeing these players play, with my own eyes. It's pretty cool. Seeing most of these people play, watching other big tournaments on YouTube. So it's really cool to be able to meet these players, being that I've watched hundreds of hours of them. Here, Brady just posted in the chat, last call for players. We cut off entries today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. About 20 spots remain. Players meeting is at 6 p.m. tonight. If you want to play or know someone who does, make your way to the Sheraton Norfolk at Waterside Hotel and find Berman or Pat Fleming. Shout out to Pat Fleming as well. I know he is heavily involved in making this thing go off without a hitch. The U.S. Open is a phenomenal production, and I'm very excited to be able to be here and be rubbing shoulders and shaking hands with some people who are in charge of this. I'm going to do everything in my power to continue to be a part of this sport and do everything I can to help it grow. That's why we're pushing so hard to keep obtaining sponsors for the live streams, to keep them free. I feel like free is, obviously it's great for you guys, but I feel like it's a pretty crucial thing, to be able to get as many new eyeballs as we can. Now, there are exceptions where I definitely think that it needs to be a pay-per-view event, and the U.S. Open is definitely one of those. Man, when you look at the production quality of that event, it would be impossible to bring you guys that type of quality if it wasn't a pay-per-view event. That stuff is not cheap, guys. It is insane. The value, the quality, well, value too, but the quality of that production there. Larry Greer asks in the chat, is Efren here? No, buddy, he's not, and that's unfortunate. I'd love to meet that man, but he's taking I don't even think he's playing in the U.S. Open this year. I think he's taking a small step back from some of these tournaments right now. I get a pro league organized, you'd be somebody that would help a ton. Well, I tell you what, Marty, if you have not already added me, I'm going to type in the chat right now. I'm going to say, hey, that I am Josh Setterfield. Go ahead and add me. I'm pretty new to the pool scene here. A lot of people don't know who I am. A lot of people know who I am that are from the 757 area, but people that are not from this area, I'm still pretty new in the scene, but we're making some cool things happen. Yeah. Remember this. And he, I don't remember which rack it was. And then the 3-ball was it all. Z kicked at it, and he had some really impressive shots. The score doesn't reflect the caliber of the shots that he has made so far, but it's looking like he's about to tie it up here, which would be great because he's been down 2 racks for a minute now. Yeah, being a 9-footer here, this shot's going to be a... That was one of the tournament directors, Michael McNaughton, coming in and just checking out how things are going on the stream. I was kind of updating him on some of these crazy shots Eric's been pulling off. Man, it's been great watching this. Way to be clutch there, Eric, getting out of that rack, tying up the score 4-4 and breaking. He's sitting in a pretty good spot. Clint getting out there to take a 1-rank lead back over Eric. Sorry guys, the commentary has slowed down a little bit. I'm working on getting some scores updated. We typically have a ticker going across the top of the screen, but yesterday there were some complications towards the beginning of the broadcast. Now I had to, unfortunately, just make the decision to not be able to keep that ticker updated, as there was no way I'd be able to commentate and stay on top of all the other things by keeping the scores updated. So I'm getting some things updated from now on. We will have from round 3, basically there's round 3, which is the round that we are on, and there's round 4, 5, the semifinals, and then the finals. There's 4 more rounds of the winner's bracket. This is actually, the TV table match is the last match in round 3. There's going to be 4 more rounds of the winner's bracket after this. And then, of course, the rest of the loser's bracket. I will be listing the scores from round 4 and on from the loser's bracket. So basically, it'll be all the scores from matches that are from today, so that you guys can stay up to date with all the action happening today. Patience while I get caught up on this. See how Kent can do on rack number 10. Robin, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I missed you whenever you commented on that. Trying to get these scores updated for everybody. Bruce, have you tried refreshing your browser? Facebook Live, like live streaming on Facebook, is still kind of finicky right now, because the servers for Facebook Live are still pretty new, honestly. So every now and again things get a little wonky. But I have it full screened on my computer that I'm streaming it from, and it's loading fine on my computer, and it's also loading fine on my mobile device. It's kind of like my fail-safe checking method, is to make sure that it's working good for me. Guys, you should be able to see the ticker going across the top of your screen. If you are on a mobile device, it might be kind of hard to read. We do have the link to the bracket in the video description and as a pinned comment. So if you see where it says bracket and then has a URL that you can click, if you want to click that, you can actually view the bracket in real time for the event. I will be posting the scores from the winners bracket round 3 through the rest of the event today, so they will be scrolling across the top of your screen. You can follow along with some of your favorite players and also be able to find out the scores without being taken away from the matches that are happening on the TV table, so you don't have to click away from those. Guys, we're so close to peaking over 100 viewers right now. Let's see how many people we can get in here. We need as many likes and shares on my feed as we can. It's the biggest compliment that you can pay us is to share this to your timeline and tag some of your friends in it. We're not asking for donations or anything like that. We're just asking for you guys to share it on your timeline. Help us gain some exposure for this event. The event has gone amazing so far. Keymasters very graciously added $2,000 to the pot for this event to help out these players and just to support a pool. Oh my god. Tell you what, man, these pockets are tight. If that ball is not perfect, it's not going in. And that's unfortunate. That 5-9 combo is good. Gonna have vision on how he wants to try to play. Side of the 7 here. We have a swing and a miss on that one. He played the complete shot there, making sure to leave the cue ball on that end of the table to increase the odds of him not selling out completely by going for that shot. So it was smart on Eric's good choice there. Yeah, Clint decides to play this. Looks like he'd have a pretty easy safe to play behind the 9 ball here. Might be going for a bank. He draws his ball. I'm assuming he's banking because he wants to done the 9. Depends on how comfortable he is. Let's see which route he decides to take it. Hope you guys are liking our breast cancer awareness theme here. First time we've ever done pink on the live stream, and I gotta tell you, it is very bright. But I like it, it's awesome. Supporting a good cause. Out there. Wound up with the lead he needed to. Done that ball a little bit more. Looks like he can put that 7 though in about a half a diamond short from scratchings. See how he plays it. Oh, he's actually going to be drawing, so he's going to be totally here. Yeah, that's perfect. guys, that's going to put Clint on the hill with Eric to break. A little bit of a tricky shot on this one ball here. Hello? Hello? Funny on this one. Just peaked over 100 viewers. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and share the live stream feed on your timeline, tag any of your pool buddies in it. See if we can't get a few hundred people in here. Bob Carter just joined in. What's up, brother? Welcome. Word up. Changed his mind. I'll test you. Test your eyesight. I mean, if you make. Guys, I'm not sure if you know or if he announced it, but we have the local Ray Reyna joined me in the booth right now, commentating some matches. Yeah, Eric didn't look away. Kind of made a face. Paula, try changing the quality settings. There's like a little cog wheel on your screen, but I have it loaded on my cell phone. It's just using my regular wireless data, and it's still loading pretty smooth, so it's got to be something on your end. Yeah, that was a great shot there.
Doubtful though.
It was a great match.
Another great